presentation, the quantity was 890, 475.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's, the 890 is comprised of items number, one, the top piece, one to three.
Priorities 1 and 2.
Priorities 1 and 2.
Oh, I'm sorry,
So
okay,
it's
yeah,
1
right,
through
all right,
13.
you've got them subtotaled,
1 through
excuse
13.
me. Okay,
It's just the change
Yeah.
from 672
Yeah.
to 635.
Yeah. Okay.
In conversations with Chief Nolan today, the police department has withdrawn their request for item number 19, so that is the unmarked cruiser, and that's been withdrawn.
All right. So, do we have and these are, they're not all bonded, right? As the emergency lighting will be paid from free cash,
Yes?
and the fire station bunk room will be paid from free cash, and the town roofs, which will be paid from free cash. The rest will be bonded.
Correct.
With that, then, I'll ask the board for a motion to recommend or not.
Mr. Chairman, I move to recommend Article 17, Article 7, I apologize.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Harris, seconded by Mr. Vino.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
so, what exactly are we recommending? The entire laundry list here?
No.
Okay, I mean, how far down, we'll just go into what? Priorities 1 and 2?
13, yeah.
Okay.
Priorities 1 and 2 with the funding as previously discussed.
Bob.
Yes.
On the trust funds that are available, there's a figure on our sheet of $89,997, which is not quite correct because they have been some items that have been voted by the trust, and I just didn't know if that was solved.
Do you have the amount?
Yes, from the Flint Memorial Hall Trust, $7,750 for interior painting, and from the Elliott Flynn Trust, $5,730, which was for display racks and taking that to the library.
Joe.
And my other question is, who would be requesting the meeting of the trustees to these funds? Would it be?
The administration will notify the trustees, and we'd like to invite you along with DPW to be present for that meeting.
So, excuse me, so, that's all right, no, so you've got, what, 87,000 less the 13 and some change?
89,000 less that, and I was speaking with Barbara O'Brien on the Walter S. Flynn Trust, and she's only one trustee of the, but she did not think that that particular trust was for the benefit of the library. And I only have a brief description of what it is, and I'm not knowing the whole trust, but it's basically the income thereof to be used for anything for the entertainment, education, health, or other benefits of the children of the public and high schools of said North Reading. So I don't know. I'm not a trustee of one of the trusts, so I don't know how to word it. And the piano trust is only for the use of the piano.
We know the piano well.
Yeah, oh, yes. Anyway, that's all I want to know.
Is the intent to add to the capital expenditures 27 or 28?
No, sir, the vote of the trustees, the commission of the trustees would be sufficient for
To
the purposes that
fund
have
that.
been described.
Okay, so that'll be outside of.
Correct.
Okay. You satisfied with that?
Mm.
Yeah, other than, can any of that be bonded? So that the impact on the trust would be minimal, in other words, you stretched out time payments, 5 years for having paid the debt service on a $20,000, rather than
not-
hitting it for 20 grand.
But it's not being,
Well, no, I'm just trying to, as far as financing it, rather than just paying cash for it. Therefore, the trust can continue to accumulate principal on the, interest on the principal amount and fund the debt service and make the trust last longer and
I like your
do more
thinking.
things. Right?
Hadn't thought of that, but that's a fine idea. That's a good idea.
Is it doable?
Don't know, but it's a good idea.
But I would think they'd be able to fund the debt service for the purpose, the intended purpose. That way, trust doesn't get depleted and it lasts a lot longer.
No, but it requires,
It's just a vote of
The
the trustees to do it.
right, but the point is that the trustees then have to reserve
Right.
out of that fund, you know, if it's a 10-year bonding or whatever,
Right.
funds to cover that bond over that period of time.
But it would certainly perpetuate the trust and the principal amount much longer.
Can weigh in on that?
To me, it doesn't look like any purpose we should borrow, but you can check with the law to borrow.
So you could recheck it too. Yeah,
Huh?
yeah, recheck it. See if you can.
You know, painting, activity room sounds more like
It's a renovation to
It's
the
a
activity. It's a renovation to the activity room. That's gonna last at least 5 years. Because it's been 10 since we last did it.
I think the DPW would also identify the repairs on the sills as being an item that's a permanent repair, and that's likely
Yeah,
to
I
be,
would
could be
think so,
bonded
too.
also. We'd have to break out that cost separately, but see what that was.
Right, so, but anyway, that's just food for thought for the trustees to
20,000
consider.
for the sills.
Yeah.
Good point.
Well, painting the building fits into that too, does it not?
Yeah.
Right. So that's gonna be done outside of the capital.
But food for thought.
All right, so, I don't think we took a vote
We
on
didn't
this,
take a
right?
vote yet.
Okay.
No.
Any other discussion on Article 7 regarding a recommendation? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. Rescind bond authorization. This is $260?
It is, it's leftover monies that had not been borrowed.
Not been borrowed, okay. So this is just a rescind, there's no
Housekeeping. There's
housekeeping.
nothing to be
Yeah,
gained
okay.
by it.
I'll entertain a motion for Article 8.
Move to recommend Article 8.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Harris, seconded by Mr. Vino. All in favor?
Aye.
Just, I have a question when we talk
Yes.
about rescinding bond authorization. Part of what we talked about earlier is that you're looking to identify $49,000 in available monies. Would that require any other votes of town meeting, do you think, to undo them, to make the funds available?
Likely.
Where would we,
For the 49,000,
yeah, where would we,
to be determined.
Well, it's
so
too
in other words,
late.
we may not have an article available to do that. I guess that's my point.
I'm sorry.
Unless it's within the current year budget when we're amending the budget line items. But you're talking about scouring the books for
Right. and
unused funds.
Article 5 does contain very broad language that allows us to scour warrant articles.
Okay.
We always insert the broadest possible language.
Okay.
All right. Next article is Article
9.
9. Create and fund other post-employment benefits.
We're gonna put a buck in there.
The town had completed a study of its post-employment benefits for retirees. This is as part of the GASB 45 regulations. As a result of the actuarial study, the town had identified that there's a outstanding liability as of June 30th, 2008 of approximately $33 million. I'm certainly not going to fund that in any given period of time, but it suggested that we set up at least an account to begin some level of funding toward it into the future. I think it sets the right tone with our bonding agency.
Okay, any questions? Motion,
Move to recommend Article 9.
Second.
motion made by Mr. Harris, second by Mr. Vino. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous? Trench safety regulations.
I could address this. The Commonwealth has passed a law which requires the town to issue trench opening permits for certain types of excavations. It will require, not only the town, but utility companies and private contractors doing work on both public and private property to come in and obtain a permit. The purpose of the permit is to ascertain that the contractor has the proper levels of insurance, and secondly, to determine that he understands the OSHA requirements under the law in terms of safety. So what it does is it basically establishes the fact that there's an administrative way of receiving those acknowledgements and issuing the permit. And as part of that, the town would set up a board which would be responsible for the permit granting authority under this section of state law.
I would assume there would be a fee associated with the permit,
There would be,
but that would take place as a second article at an April town meeting or something.
we would not be, this would not be a trench inspectional division. We do not presently have the manpower in place, and no doubt Mr. Hanlon can address that. We don't presently have the manpower to actually go out and do these inspections, and nor does the law require us to do it.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I move to recommend Article 10.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Harris, second by Mr. Vino. Further discussion? Anyone in the audience have a question?
Other than
All
it's
in
kinda-
favor?
Other than it's kinda silly, you know, at this point, it's just another state mandate that
Right.
you don't have to follow or around.
Anything with?
But it's,
Yes.
Yeah, it's sometimes laws are made for an overreaction, but in the beacon, besides highlighting what Greg just shared with you, I don't want to excuse him for being out, but you mentioned that Jacqueline was
Did
a
not.
4-year-old girl that got caught up in the trench and got buried. So this is referred to as the Atkins law. And as a result, the state wants to make sure that all private contractors are aligned to OSHA, and as a means to having a connection to them, they want permits.
Yeah, but, I
they
mean,
just, all they basically do is signing an
silly,
affidavit that they're gonna do the right thing.
Correct.
Yeah, so.
because there's no requirement to
There's
actually go and
nobody to check
inspect
it.
what they're doing.
No, because then they would have to provide funding for it.
Right.
There's
Oh,
no
they'll get us on the next round. Yes, Mr. Harris?
There is a requirement to have a competent person, and by that, it means they have to be able to meet the OSHA regulations. And that person has to sign it, he understands the regulations, and the regulations of the trench that is so forth by the OSHA standards. That they understand that and have to comply with it.
Who's gonna quiz them?
They,
No, they're gonna come in and sign an affidavit, say, yep, I know what I'm doing, and I promise to do it.
They have to have an insurance policy and so forth, and have to put their number down, and have to be able to prove who they are.
Now, is that written in the statute, or is that something the town has to put together requirements for issuing a permit?
State, OSHA's already built a form, and that form will be given to the town. That's what the town can use. Myself and 3 or 4 other people from DPW, a couple of people from my department attended an OSHA meeting in Lawrence, and we got the paperwork at that point to bring forward to using state's office or wherever we're going to use
Okay,
further in the process.
thank you.
I just have a
yes,
further
Mr.
question, maybe you can clarify it. So if someone's going to put an addition on their home and, or, you know, do a footing for a foundation,
and it's
Yeah.
deeper than 3 feet.
deeper than 3 feet, which is what it would have to be anyway, if you're gonna go below the frost line, right?
You have a hoister's license, basically. If you want to use a shovel and